Is this the end of the crypto bull market? Bitcoin has dropped over 10% in the last 24 hours, and we are now back below the previous all-time highs, and people seem to be rather bearish when looking at social media. I'm going to give you the levels I'm looking at, and I'm going to give you the plans that I have for Bitcoin in the future of this bull market. What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tanandin. I'm a professional crypto and forex trader, and on this channel on RLZ Trading we help you simplify your path to greatness. And by the way, the community is now completely free, so you can join the community completely free, get analysis like this one, and see me post all my trades completely free. Check out the link in the description below. For this video today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. This is going to be a short breakdown of what I'm watching here for Bitcoin. Right here, we have BTC USD on Bitstamp, and I'm going to break it down for you all. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go out to the weekly, and I'm going to mark out a few levels right here. So I'm going to mark out first, I'm going to mark out that one right here, and we're going to mark out previous all-time highs. And as you can see right here, we have a, we've had a couple of bearish weekly candles right here, but we are getting somewhat of a strong move to the downside. But you can obviously see here that we are getting bought up quite nicely. You look at the daily candle right here. And as I began the video, I said that Bitcoin has dropped over 10% in the last 24 hours. 10%, over 10% moves is nothing in a bull market. It's quite normal for Bitcoin to drop 10% or even 20% in a bull market. And you can see here when we did hit the all-time highs the first time, we actually dropped almost 15%. So it's nothing out of the ordinary at all. The fact that we did drop over 10% means nothing in the grand scheme of things. If we take a closer look at the bull run of 2020, you can see that we have a lot of instances where we have dropped way more than 10%. So you can see here, for example, we dropped almost 20%. And then of course on this drop right here, we dropped 30%. And then we had one daily candle right here, and that daily candle is almost 20%, that one as well, so around 18% for that one. So obviously looking at, and then of course we had this drop right here, which is about 25-26%. So as you can see in the bull market for Bitcoin, it's nothing out of the ordinary at all. And then you have in the bull market of 2017. So before you had the huge push to the upside, you of course had that drop, which is almost 40%. And then this one right here where we dropped almost 30%. And then again, we have one daily candle right here where we dropped 21%. And on that low, we dropped 20% from this high to that low. So again, nothing out of the ordinary at all. Now, if we look at the current market or the current bull market that we are in right now, I would say that the big impulse move to the upside really started when we broke above the 30K level. So if you look at a couple of dips that we've had right here, this is one of the biggest one right here. And that's a 20% move to the downside. And what I'm thinking here is, you guys, my high time frame targets, it's based on this fib right here. If you select that low to that high, you're going to see that, and you guys, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that we've been accumulating Bitcoin here inside the reload zone, which is this zone right here, and then the extension reload zone, or the minus 0.618 area up here, is where we have, it's almost where we have the 100%, the 100K target right here. Now if you adjust the fib to use that high as that high, you will have the 100K come in here, but we're probably better off. I actually think using that high makes more sense according to how price action reacts to the fib, so I quite like that. Then if we add a level here at 100, you'll see that we are about halfway towards that target, where I think if we have another major move to the upside, I think the 100K region looks like a pretty good target for Bitcoin. And in this case here, I would view this as a, we are like midway, halfway to the target. So to see a mid-rally retrace for Bitcoin here seems quite logical. And if we look at the mid-rally drops that we had previously. So we can look at the drop in 2021. We had a 30% drop, and then we go back to 2017, and I would say that this is on the weekly, so we're going to be going to the daily, and this would be the mid-cycle top or mid-rally top right here, and that is about 29%, so same as in 2021. So if we are approaching the middle or the halfway to target here, and we might have a mid-cycle top for Bitcoin, if we assume that price is going to drop from that high down to 30k, we actually have some pretty good confidence down here at 30k. So what I'm showing you here is I'm showing you some interesting confluences here and telling you that even if we do get a major rejection to the downside, that does not have to mean that the bull market is over, okay? So the first move to the downside that I see as a probable move is the move down to this level right here. Well, actually that's around 60k. 60k, let's add that. So the 60k level seems like a pretty obvious level for a retest, okay? And if you add some EMAs here, you'll see that you have on the daily, you're gonna have the daily 50 EMA come in nicely at that level. So I'm gonna be adding a horizontal line here for the daily 50 EMA. And I'm also going to be adding a line for the weekly 20 EMA, because that's going to be important for the next part of this analysis. So if we are looking for a retrace, we have two levels of interest. The first one being 60k, and the next one below being the 50k region. So I'm going to be adding 50 here, and let's create a zone around this level as well. So now that we have two levels, we have the first one being around 60k, that's our first support level, and then below that we have the 50k region, which is the next support level below. One is confluent with the daily 50 EMA, and one is confluent with the weekly 20 EMA. The weekly 20 EMA is in a bull market for Bitcoin used as sort of a bull market support. It works quite nicely. You can add the weekly 20 right here, and you see that in previous bull markets it has been used as support quite nicely, especially in 2017, and very nicely here in 2020 as well. And you can see how price is kind of consolidating and using that general area as support. Another thing I find fascinating with at that level as well, not only the fact that it's a very nice confluence with price action here to the left, both the 60 and the 50k. One thing I like as well is when you add the reload zone from that low to that top, is you'll see that the reload zone comes in perfectly right around that 50k region. So again, we go back and look at previous bull markets, a retrace of 30% in a bull market is very possible for Bitcoin, especially when you reach that midpoint of the bull market. So if the end of the bull market is going to be around the 100k region, well then we are currently around the general area where we should or could expect a mid-rally top. And down to the middle of the reload zone is, well, down to 50 would be somewhere between 30 and 35% retrace, which is not impossible at all. I'm not saying this will happen, but what I'm saying is I don't think price is just going to continue straight up on the weekly forever. I think we are going to get a correction. When? I have no idea. The further price moves without the rejection, the higher the probability of that rejection happening on 60k is obviously higher. But if we start to see something like this, I'm thinking that the 50k region is a very good area to fill up on your long positions, or perhaps add some leverage to that Bitcoin long. I do not think a retrace down to 50k would be the end of the bull market at all, and I'm not seeing any signs at all for this bull market ending. All right, so that's just a couple of levels that I'm watching for Bitcoin. And if the 60K region does get hit, that will also mean that I will get filled on most of my altcoin positions, because I have, if we look at like this chart right here for Cardano, for ADA, I have some buy levels down here, and I've just showed that in a previous video that I uploaded earlier today, so you can definitely check that one out if you like. If you want more videos like this one, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want me to record more quick videos on like this one on Bitcoin and the crypto market, make sure to leave a comment and hit that like and subscribe. I already said that. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.